In my opinion, Hardcore Lives is a record that I think will speak to the youth and the older school as well. It's an evolution from the last record, but it has a throwback vibe, which I think is always part of our sound. If you think about what the Madball sound is, old school elements, traditional elements, mixed with a bunch of other different flavors. All the elements that make us who we are in this record. I say the same for the previous records. The only difference with this one is there's a different kind of energy with this one. Maybe it's the tempo overall. It's a little more of an upbeat record. There's a sense of urgency with this record. I don't know. There's just a lot of components to it that give it a little bit more of a special vibe. I think all the songs have something to offer. That's a good feeling because it's not like we have a couple of songs that we're depending on. A lot of people are saying nice things about Doc Martens Stomp, which is a more oi-ish kind of vibe, oi-core, I like to call it.
There's a couple songs that really stick out to me on this record. Hardcore Lives is definitely one of them. I remember when we had the riffs flowing around, something about it reminded me of when we were writing the DMS record. And I had that same feeling. It reminded me of bank robbery music. Something about that song had that up pace, that 86 style of hardcore that, we grew up with. It had that same attitude, but something about it had a real mean edge to it.
Someone may prefer Born Strong, which is a song with Candace, which is a more metallic style song.
Strong is definitely one of the songs that I knew from jump was going to be a banger. I remember having that opening riff, and it's on that Slayer tip, but we mixed it with that New York hardcore shit. And I remember thinking, the metalheads are going to be happy about this one. And then to get Candace on it, she killed it. What up, Candace? And was psyched on that one.
Every now and again, you do something and you just get a vibe from it, Can't put your finger exactly on what it is or why it happened that way. But in my opinion, this is one of those records. With this record, some of the riffs have been around for years. But as far as making them songs and as far as structuring them into songs and arranging them into songs, that sort of happened just weeks leading up to the recording. With that said, we knew that there were good riffs around. Hoya had a bulk of them. Mitz had some riffs flying around. Even Mike had some ideas floating around. So, the vibe was there initially, but when it came down to actually making them songs and putting them together and all that, that kind of happened. Like before. We had to just get in there and just vibe and just hope that we can turn these riffs into good songs. Obviously, Hoya and I have been together for 20 plus years, doing this band. Yeah, it's like a marriage. He's the woman, okay? Don't let him tell you differently. There's chemistry there, you know what I mean? There always has been, even when it was, him and Maddie writing the bulk of the stuff, and then I would come in with, whatever I was going to throw in. That chemistry has never gone away as far as Hoya and I are concerned. Mitz is a veteran now, you know what I'm saying? He's no longer the new guy in the band. He's been in this band now 13 years, which is longer than any guitarist has been in this band, including Matt Henderson, who's an OG and one of the guys who, one of the architects of our sound. You got to give props to that. And he had big shoes to fill, and he's done a very good job, man. He's played his butt off on this last record. He did a great job, and shout out to Ken Susi because he definitely helped us with getting good tones, good guitar sounds, good drum sounds. Mike Justian, the young gun, Mike Cheese, he's been a great addition to this band. I gotta give him props. He came into a situation where, like I mentioned before, Hoya and I've been in the band since '88, as everyone knows, but, Hoya came soon after that, a few years after that, since 92, 93, probably 93, and then Mitz has been in the band since 2001. So he's coming into a situation where it's very established as far as that goes. And you know, he just fits right in, man. You know, he fits right in. Musically speaking, I mean, the guy can play his ass off, but also, you know, he's got the right upbringing. He's going on his 4th or maybe even 5th year with us now. We feel like we have a tight unit, a tight family. Everybody has the same goal in mind and same objective, same goal, you know, and so that helps the whole process. Riffs have been flying around for a while and so on and so forth, but when we set a date, that's when we go in and structure the songs and arrange the songs, and then it starts to become an album, you know, then it starts to become, you know, what it ultimately will be, you know. We want to inspire the people, the movement, the culture, but we want to inspire ourselves as well. We want to like know that we still have it in us to not only, you know, perform, you know, live and do our thing live, but also to put out, you know, a record that people are it's gonna stick out. These days, we're a better band than we ever were. We're more evolved as people. We're just in a better place in general, and I think that makes us a better band. I feel like we have a good album as a whole, and I feel really good about it. We all do, and I can't wait for this thing to come out to see what everyone else feels about it, because that's the ultimate test, you know. Forget the critics and everyone else. It's going to be the people buying it, you know, whether it's the old school cat or someone that's just getting into Madball right now and this is their first record. You know, this is you know, that's going to be the ultimate testing ground.